I am Parsi, and from the time I was young and heard the story of Ravan, he was portrayed as the villain, the big bad king who kidnapped Sita. But what I learned much later on in life was that Ravan was the greatest Shiva devotee. He meditated for years, he sacrificed his own heads for tapasya, he chanted the name of Shiva until one day Shiva appeared. Imagine the OG, the Lord of Destruction who can end worlds and can set you free, standing in front of you saying, ask. And Ravan asked, not for liberation or death of ego or freedom from desire. Ravan asked for power, to be unbeatable, to control. So here's the first thing I learned. Devotion does not automatically dissolve the ego. You can worship God, follow rituals, pray regularly and still want to be superior. You can know all the scriptures and still not know surrender. The thing with Ravan was that he loved Shiva deeply, but he loved being Ravan more. And for me, this is where the story becomes a mirror. Think about it. If God appeared before you today and said, ask, what would you ask for? More influence, more success, more abilities, more recognition? Or would you ask to be free? Shiva gave Ravan exactly what he desired. And there is no judgment. Ravan's downfall was not lack of devotion. It was lack of surrender. He wanted to conquer the world, but not conquer his own ego. And that is the most dangerous kind of power. This is not the story of good versus evil. It's the story of ego versus evolution. And I always wondered, but why didn't Shiva just save Ravan, his biggest devotee? Instead, the question to ask is, why didn't Ravan ask to be saved from himself? Because the divine does not judge what you ask for. It just responds to your consciousness and amplifies it. You don't need more power. You need more clarity. You don't need manifestation. You need alignment. Because when surrender replaces ego, you won't have to ask for anything else. The divine won't appear in front of you. It will awaken within you. And that is where everything changes.